Hi all, this is Ashish Kyal here. Welcome again to Elliott Wave News channel by wavestrategy.com. And today I am going to talk about why it is important, not how, but why it is important in order to combine time cycles, which is a Hurst time cycle that I use very rigorously, along with Ichimoku Cloud, which is a very important and advanced concept of technical indicators, and combine that along with NeoWave. So all of these methods are an advanced concepts of technical analysis, but are very important if you have to create a very strong trade setup in terms of increasing the accuracy and also in terms of forecasting the market, what will happen over next few minutes to few hours to the daily time frame and to the weekly and the hourly time frame across the time frames. So it becomes very important when you apply such advanced concepts. You have to apply it very correctly. Although always remember there will be times when the markets are very tricky. There are challenges when it does not behave the way you expect it to be. So the even in neo wave it is mentioned that when the markets are in the center of a complex correction, the predictability is less. However, when the correction is near completion or the pattern is near completion, I would say, the predictability increases drastically and you will get a huge forecasting ability and get a very high conviction trade setup, which is going to help you make a killing in the market. So that kind of movement you get, not always you get those kind of trends once a while, and but when that happens you need to ensure you keep trading small quantities across, and when there are times when it is little hazy, you are not losing much, you lose something, you gain something, you lose something, you gain something. But when there is a very strong setup, and you need to make a killing in those kind of a setup, and those setups are not very often that we get, but once we get it, everything gets aligned exactly the way it is supposed to be. So we are now entering into one such aspect where the alignment looks amazing on the technical charts. Prices are nearing a time cycle low, which I have been using for many years and months. The neo wave pattern or the Elliott wave pattern looks very clear as of now, and we are just now waiting for a strong confirmation that a reversal is going to happen. But when I say a reversal, the next question in the mind is going to be whether it's on the upside or the downside. If you look at it over past few days, the overall trend is on the downside, and the reversal, when I say it has to be on upside, because that's a reversal. When it's in a downtrend, the opposite trend is called a reversal, and that's going to be on the upside. However, always remember, it does not mean you go and pull the trigger right now and go and buy the markets. You need to wait for crucial resistance levels to be taken out. Many people, novice traders, they think that they can just simply go and buy because I am saying so. Never do that. You need to wait for resistance to be taken out. You need to see a faster retracement of the last falling segment. Now, this is the concept which I am talking from the neo wave perspective. A faster retracement of the last falling segment confirms that the downtrend is over and the up move has started. So far, we have not seen this happening, but time cycle, 55 days time cycle that I have been showing in my daily research report, in my monthly research report, is now getting due. Now, if this cycle is getting due, the time is right. Now we have to wait for prices to confirm. So prices did went above 600, 630, but the movement was slower. There was no very strong movement that we saw. It was a slower move, and that's why now we have to see a faster retracement above the high which was made in today's session. That's a very important statement that you can note down, and it's very crucial. So when you are combining these methods of time cycles along with Elliott wave or neo wave, it gives you a very strong trade setup and very high conviction trade setup. I am going to discuss in very detail how to use Hurst time cycles, how to combine Elliott wave, how to combine neo wave, and use Ichimoku Cloud for wave counting. That is something like an innovation. I'm going to talk about how to use Ichimoku Cloud for wave counting, and in the upcoming training session, which is happening on 3rd and 4th of August at Radisson Hotel in Goreon. and you will be simply amazed to see how time and again these alignment of indicators when happens, how strong trade setups that you get. The last that we got very high trade, very high conviction trade setup was before the exit polls, and post that we saw an amazing rally on the upside after that. And now we are again getting a huge alignment of indicators together, which is not very often. And next week we might start getting a good trade setup, and once there is a confirmation on the prices. So let me share across my chart with you, which will show what do I mean. If you look at this chart of Nifty, this is an hourly chart of Nifty, and the first thing that you can probably do is connect the highs together, and you can draw a channel. Now that's the most important aspect that I teach in any of the trainings which I conduct. You need to draw a channel, and this is the channel which we get. Now prices came down very sharply near the lower end of the channel, and it is showing some positive attempt on the upside. So that's one. However, we have not yet seen a faster retracement above the last falling segment. Now the last falling segment is today's last 1 hour of move. So this is the movement of last 1 hour. Now we need to see a move above this a last falling segment for the confirmation that the trend is probably getting completed on the downside and upside reversal is happening. On the other hand, you should always be prepared for the other possibility scenarios. There are people who think that in markets, if you are trading, it has to be 100% correct. I never claim 100% probability, because that is not possible. There are times when we are 95% sure this is the scenario. There are times when you are 75% sure this is the scenario, but you should always have some element of risk associated, and you need to contribute your capital in such a way that even if there are series of 4 or 5 triggers against you, you are still in the game, and that one trade is going to give you a killing. You need to take those kind of trades as well. So that's how it's always working in the market. So if you look at this is the channel. Now that's one very vital information that we got. Let's go on a daily chart and try to see what's happening with time cycle. So if I go on the cycle analysis, now this cycle is not just driven randomly by connecting some points. It is derived using a very advanced concepts of first time cycle. It is not random. It's derived using advanced concepts, and you should able to understand those concepts. So over here, this is the cycle which I have been following for quite some time, and this cycle has been working out extremely well. And here we are, the cycle is getting you. However, as I mentioned in my monthly research, the cycle got whipsawed last time, and so we need to be little cautious in terms whether it's working again now, or it's just probably shifted a bit by a week or so. So those detailed analysis is mentioned there. So this is known as a cycle is derived using Hurst time cycle is what I am talking about. Now from the wave perspective, the entire up move which started from this zone was probably the first leg, which I will call wave A. The entire down move started here, which I will call as wave B. The next leg on the upside which came here was wave C. And what we are witnessing right now is the fall in the form of wave D. Post this completion, we should start seeing a move in the form of wave E. And this entire pattern looks like a running triangle to me as of now. So this is an assumption that this is how we should behave, and we have to look and respect the prices, whether it behaves the way it has been expected, or if it breaks below the important support levels and the channel support. So this is the channel. If you look at it, this is also the channel support here that we are getting. That's another one. This is also the gap zone area here that we are getting. That's another one. So there are multiple areas here which is suggesting that this is the crucial juncture on the market. This is the important level on the market. And when you use Elliott wave, Neo wave, time cycles, and channeling technique, Ichimoku Cloud. Let me connect Ichimoku Cloud now and show you. So what it looks like. Let me just delete the highlighted area. Go on an hourly scale. Let me pull down Ichimoku Cloud and let us see what it is showing on an hourly scale. If you do that, can you see here that the cloud has acted as a very strong resistance, and we saw a reversal on the downside from the hourly cloud right now. So this is how you combine various methods together, and imagine the power. If you are able to read what I have been showing right now, you will be knowing what's going to happen next day, what's going to happen 10 days down the line, and it's amazing the way it works. There is a question in intraday trading, which time frame do you have to use? Probably you can look at an hourly chart, you look at a 30-minute chart, and you look at go down to a 15-minute chart. So I would suggest you do all of those multiple time frame analysis, go down to 15 minutes. You can also go down to 5 minutes, but you need to be you need to be very thorough with what you are doing. You need to be an expert if you go down to a 5-minute chart in order to understand the movement of the market. So I would suggest look at a 1 hour chart, look at 30 minutes, look at 15 minutes when you are looking at a intraday trade setup. But trust me, when you combine these kind of advanced methods together, the trade setup that you get is simply mind blowing. And we are again arriving at one such important juncture using NeoWave, Hearst time cycles, and Ichimoku Cloud. All of these things are getting aligned together, which happens once a while. And I think next week is going to be very, very important, and we are going to see some huge moves which is coming in next week. If we break the important support levels, then it's not going to stop soon. And if those levels remain protected, then majority is going to be surprised. There is a sudden reversal and the resistance level once get taken out, we are going to see a huge move on the upside as well. So you have to stay tuned. Again, you shouldn't be thinking that I am talking on either sides. You have to wait for support to be taken out or resistance to be taken out, and if an expert trader will know what I mean by that. So and also one very important aspect that I'm going to share across is, if you would like to learn about these methods in much detail, I've just told as a very briefly what I'm thinking about the wave theory. But if you want to learn these methods very briefly, very detailed way, you can attend the most advanced training on technical analysis, Elliott wave, Neo wave, and time cycles. And this I'm going to conduct on 3rd and 4th of August. You can see how you can time the market with precision to make a killing. And the complete detail is mentioned here. 3rd, 4th August at Radisson is where the training is going to be conducted. Here are the contents, what we are going to cover. And cycle analysis, Ichimoku Cloud is also a very important aspect that I'm going to talk about along with Neo wave analysis. So you will have to probably you can go through it, only limited seats available. You can register here and you can directly go and pay for the training from here. So if you have any queries or doubts, you can always reach out to us on 99204 22202. You can also write to us at helpdesk@wavestrategy.com. And I'm also going to be releasing my eye opener seminar which I conducted on the YouTube channel, which is around 2 hours of techniques that I've discussed. You can probably go through that as well. For any queries, doubts, you can always get in touch with us. And Nifty, as I said, is at very important juncture. I'm not going to share across a specific stock view here because those are published in the research reports. Please refer those research reports for any kind of levels, trade setups, and things like that. And again, it's not, there are times when the accuracy takes a skyrocket high. There are times when things are a little hazy. You need to have a stop loss in place. Do not trade without a stop loss. Things can go dicey, but when it recovers like a boom in a third wave. And that's what I think is going to happen now. Again, the markets are going to show a very strong trending move, and it's going to provide amazing trading opportunity in over next few days is going to confirm that. Stay tuned, and this webinar will be available on the website wavestrategy.com at 5, and share it across. For any queries, you can post on our traders forum. For registering for the upcoming training on 3rd, 4th August on most advanced technical analysis training, please visit the website, and I'll be more than happy to address any questions or doubts over there. Thank you. See you again, and have a wonderful weekend.